So it is finally time to pick up the lowering springs on a G20. And it's kind of funny because I've been waiting for the springs for maybe like 5 days. And the front splitter I bought 2 weeks ago, like 2.5 weeks ago, and it's still not here, which is kind of crazy. So finally something did come just so I can make some content out of it. And for some reason it is like really bright right now, so we can see how the filter can hold up, because right now I just cannot see anything. And surprisingly it's Ireland as well, so it's not very often we can get clear skies everywhere. And I ended up going with the Cobra springs because they were the most accessible around where I am. And they are partnered with PSR parts, and I've seen they've made a lot of videos about the 330i. So I thought it'd be a very good idea just to pick them. Because right now when we go to the side of the car, you can see that the car looks like a monster truck. I don't know what it is, but let's kind of go eye level with this gap. And then let's go eye level with this gap. I still understand, you know, it's a hybrid. I'm pretty sure most G30s are that high anyway. But I think it's finally time where we just have to get rid of that gap. So I ended up going with the 30mm springs. I had to go inside because I did not expect it to be this fucking bright out. But yeah, I went with the 30mm springs. I was gonna go with the 40mm ones, but I was too scared about the ride quality because the roads here are pretty bad. So I went with the 30s instead. If anything, I can always take it off and put the 40s if I really want to try it out. But I think there's only one way to find out. Let's just go and pick it up and then we can install them and just see how they look. I'm not sure how long it is for the springs to settle in. I think it's like maybe like up to 2 weeks, or you know, depending on how much you drive. So we do have a 37-minute drive, so let's just get on the road. And I'm not even joking, it's actually very rare for us to get this kind of weather. Like, I actually have not seen this much blue sky in weeks. I don't know everything about cars, but you know, I'm kind of getting there. But that car does not seem like it's meant to have all those stickers on it, I can't lie. So we are here. It does seem like we're in the right spot. Just hopefully I can park anywhere. I have springs for pickup. 330i. Yes. Perfect. Thank you very much. You too. Yeah. Yeah, the yellow one. Thank you. See ya. So we have the springs acquired. Quickly open it and just kind of see how they look. Okay, so they're red springs. Someone did tell me to get the HR ones, but like I heard a lot of good things about the Cobra ones and they're very accessible here. So I guess I just got them and they do look good. So we're really gonna put them on later on and we're gonna see what they look like without like breaking them in like fully, because I'm probably not gonna drive a couple 100 kilometers just to break them in today. We can finally head to the garage and install the springs. Honestly, I don't even know a lot about installing springs. I did watch one video, but thanks to my dad, with his knowledge with this, I'll be able to do it. And with the garage, of course. So I don't think I'm going to talk too much during the installation, because I feel like if I'm talking about something I don't know about, I'm just going to be there for hours. So I'm going to show everything that needs to be done, and then in post, I'm going to add commentary. So we first measured the gap from the center cup to the fender so we can see how much it dropped before and after the springs fully settle in. And they both came out to 38 centimeters. I'm going to start with the rear springs since they're a lot easier to do. So of course you want to take off your wheel. And you want to remove the cover that's underneath your car, and that's being held by 4 little nuts. Here's a little behind the scenes. We wanted to bypass the process of unscrewing the 2 main bolts. Please do not do this. This is very, very dangerous. No. Yes, I know. We are very dumb. But yes, anyway, there's 2 main bolts you have to remove. The inner one that holds your shock, and the outer one that holds the knuckle. After you unscrewed both of those nut and bolts, before you start lowering the arm, you can remove any lines from the holders, as you don't want to pull and break any of them. When both of the nut and bolts are removed, you can slowly start lowering the arm until there's no pressure on the spring. And then safely we can remove the spring. When you're going to be installing the new springs, make sure the ratting is always right side up. Manufacturers usually do this to let you know which way the spring should be inserted. You can swap the rubber top piece onto the new spring, and you can tighten it until the spring touches the little stop line. And there is a bottom rubber piece as well, but you can leave that inside of the arm since it is a lot easier. But when you're installing the new spring, just make sure you rotate the spring so it also touches the stop point. We can now slowly raise the arm back up and screw in both of the nut and bolts back into place. Once they're tightened, just don't forget to put any lines back into the holders. And lastly, you want to reinstall the cover that's under the arm. And then of course we can put the wheel back on. And that's literally it for one side. And it's the exact same process on the other side. The only thing that's different is that on the left side of the suspension, on both front and rear, is the leveling sensor that you'll either have to unclip, or if you struggle with it like I did, you can unscrew the little bolt that holds it into place. And you want to make sure you remove or unclip it before lowering the suspension arm, because you don't want the sensor to break on you. I couldn't even have a peaceful install. Of course, the garage is next to me, we're having some fun. Now that we have the rear side all done, we can finally move onto the front suspension. And we can start by removing the top cover by twisting the plastic lock. And there's 4 clips we need to remove to get access to the bolts that hold in the strut into the chassis. So once we expose that area, we can head into the wheel well. Of course, I forgot to record it again, but remember to remove any lines from the holders, as you don't want to break any of them. And we can start by unscrewing the drop link nut. And we have another nut and bolt to unscrew that holds in the strut into place. There is also a bracket attached onto it, so you can also move that out of the way. And because this is also the left side, we have another leveling sensor to remove, so we don't end up breaking it. So once again, you can try to unclip it, or you can unscrew it like I done. Now we're ready to remove the strut from the chassis. For this part, you'll need a spreader tool to put into the back of the pitch mount hub so we can release the tension and remove the strut easily. It's not the biggest deal if you don't have the spreader tool, it just makes it a little bit harder to get the strut removed from the mount. So you want to put the spreader tool into the back of the mount and twist it so it spreads it open a little bit, and we can come up and unscrew the bolts from the top that hold the strut into place. And with enough pressure, we should be able to remove the strut from the mount. And with the front suspension, we're going to need spring compressors so we can remove the springs safely and install the new ones. And yeah, just don't do our mistake. So we can compress the spring and unscrew the nut that's inside. And my old dust covers were actually damaged, so I had to get new ones from BMW. The dust covers acquired, thankfully from a BMW dealership. We're ready now, rocking with the Fiesta today. And here's the old versus the new. All we have to do is slide the new dust covers into the top mount, put the strut into the spring, and we can tighten the bolt again. Then you just slowly want to release the tension from the spring, and just like that, the strut is ready to be reinstalled. Make sure you put the strut fully into the mount, and we can head over to the top and tighten the 4 screws again. After they're screwed in, we can remove the spreader, screw in the drop link nut, and we can also install the nut and bolt that holds the strut into place and install the bracket that was attached with it. We also have to reconnect or screw in the leveling sensor depending on how you removed it. And we can pop all the lines back into place. And this seems like everything. Literally just put the wheel back on, put in the 4 top clips, and close the actual cover. And repeat the exact same steps for the other side. But we had one problem with this car. So at one of the legs, sometimes you have to give it support to lift it up. And now that the car is dropped by 30 millimeters, we're gonna have to see if we're still gonna have to support it or if there will be any problem or not. So I guess let's just put the car down and see if it'll be fine or not. I'd even stand in a little bit just so we can get the extra boost of the ramp going all the way down. Okay, let's start from the other side. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a little bit of a problem. Okay, so this side is fine. It was mainly the front side. So let's do the back. Yeah, so both of the backs are good. It was always the front left one, so we haven't tried this one yet. So it's really just the 2 fronts. And once the springs settle in, we're gonna have to see how bad it's actually going to be, because obviously the springs are not even like settled yet. But it's starting to look a lot better. With new alloys, this car would actually look really, really, really good. Okay, so let's just see if someone holds up the car. Yeah, so it's fine now. So it was like before, but now we have to do 2 instead of 1, because usually it was only this alloy. So again, put pressure. Yeah, and that's good, okay. So I guess we're still gonna have to wait maybe a week or 2 until the springs fully settle in. And then we're gonna have to see how bad it's actually going to be. Okay, so we can see the before and after. Because we done it 2 days ago, I don't really remember. I think it was 38, and we have 36 now. So it's already a drop by 2 centimeters. And then with the back one as well. So this one only literally dropped by nearly 1 centimeter. So we still have 2 centimeters to drop, but it does look a lot better already. Man, Man, just look at this car though. So this is going to be my first impressions with these springs. So we are heading through some back roads right now, and we're gonna see what the back road. But so far, ride quality is literally the same, just off like a normal style road. And I really haven't drove my car in like 2 days because it was on a ramp. So I actually don't know how long it takes for the springs to be like broken in, but right now I'm like on a pretty bumpy back road. And to be honest, I don't actually feel a difference. I feel like you'll mainly feel it when you have like a full car, because then obviously the suspension is gonna be like very low. But right now, I'm actually really surprised that it feels like the normal ride quality. It's not like when I got it from my Scirocco. I lowered my Scirocco by 30 millimeters as well, and that was very bumpy. If I hit one pothole, it literally felt like your shock is gonna go through your frame. So after driving for like 10 minutes, you can feel the slight imperfections in the road, like maybe just like a tiny bit more. But if you got a normal person to ride in this car, they would think it's stock 100%. So I'm actually really impressed with these springs. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it was cloudy the entire day, and as soon when I come out, the sun is shining like a lot again. Now once again, of course I don't mind it, but with this new camera, I'm still kind of struggling with the lighting settings. So for example, if I go here, I look a lot darker compared to like when I'm here. So I'm still, you know, I'm still working on it. But anyway, we do have the springs installed, and you can already tell when we go to Island, it already looks so much better than the previous one. And these are not even fully settled in. So the last time I measured, the rear was about, it needed 2 more centimeters to settle, and the front ones needed about 1 centimeter. So I'm probably gonna settle them in within the next week. Not in this video, unfortunately, but by the time the next video comes out, they will be settled in, and I'll show you guys, of course. And I know I keep saying this, but I know I'm due for some fucking alloys. I do want to get them eventually. I don't know when. It is quite a steep purchase, but I will get them eventually, trust me. And I'm not sure about other people's experience with lowering their G20 by 30 millimeters, but honestly, the ride quality is literally the same. Okay, maybe like when there's like a lot of bumps or like big speed bumps, you can obviously tell it, because if you go faster, there's clearly like a shorter amount of travel. But these ones are literally just as good. And I honestly did think they're gonna be way worse, but honestly, I'd honestly recommend it to anyone, because you would not even know. A normal person would not even know this is lowered. In terms of comfort, of course. When we go to the side, we can obviously tell it's nice and low now. But I think that's literally it for now. It's still kind of funny that I ordered my front lip 3 weeks ago. And yes, it did actually come 2 days ago. So I did want to do the lowering springs video first. And I'm literally installing the side skirts and splitter right after. But let me know exactly what else you guys want to see. I feel like this car has come along so nicely together. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.